welcome to the Geek and I podcast. It is the first official. What the hell did I call it? Why can't I remember the name of this darn thing?
Federation Friday.
Federation.
Federation Friday. I need to put a sign.
It's not even my show.
Federation Friday.
Yeah, well, the title played so long ago that I don't remember it. So, oh boy, I need to eat more fish.
And it says we have an extra guest.
Yeah, but he is sick. Bill is under the weather. Apparently, he went to watch basketball, and what happens to me when I watch basketball, I get deathly ill, and now he's deathly ill from watching the Warriors. I don't know how the game went.
He
but,
should be.
He should be. Yeah.
Well,
anybody that watches basketball,
he should be licking the balls, man. Tell him to quit licking the basketballs. It's not good luck.
Hey, what happens on the Star Trek cruise stays on the Star Trek cruise. So, good evening or afternoon or morning or middle of the night, and everybody, whoever, wherever, whatever you're listening to this. If you're listening to this, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on the Geek and I podcast. Federation Friday, we are talking today about episode 8, Surrender. What'd you guys, quick 3 to 5 second review. What'd you think of the episode, Deb?
Another good episode. I have one frustration, but we'll discuss that later. Other than that, I again, stellar episode. I liked it.
And I thought it was killer. So it's getting better and better and better. I have not have one gripe about the whole, season so far.
So far, I've watched. I've probably watched this episode 3 times. 3. One time on lunch to watch it, one time to study it, and one time to enjoy it in surround sound on the whole theater. And the things that I'm hearing for next week's episode is one of the writers of the show, especially this week's episode, was on the Robert Meyer Burnett podcast, and he said next week's episode needs to be watched on a big screen. So it is the beginning of the end. These two, from what I understand, go together like a film to kind of wrap up everything. But I might just break out my projector and sit out on the front lawn and project this on the side of the house next Thursday. I'm so excited for this to be. I don't want it to be over, but I want it to end. If that makes sense.
No.
It's no, it doesn't. Okay.
It should go on forever.
Well, I don't think it can.
Being this good this many times back to back.
It's it's one of those that I think once the last episode airs, the next day I will watch all 10 back to back. It's going to be interesting to watch and see how when you don't have to wait 7 days, because here it is again, Friday, and I want it to be Thursday so I could watch the next episode. So I guess that's the test of a decent program, is how fast you want to turn around and watch another one. But let's get into this, and we will pick up right where the episode begins, like we usually do. Like you said, you had a couple of things that irked you and rubbed you the wrong way. So we'll get into those. Hopefully we'll
just one.
Just one? Just one? Okay, good.
It was just
So for
frustration.
now, just frustrations. All right.
Yes.
So we are now going to talk Star Trek Picard Season 3, Episode 8, Surrender. All right. So, as you can see from the viewer here, we have 135 images. Let's burn through these as fast as possible without falling asleep at the wheel and and crashing into something as we fly this. So we start off with Vatic smoking another ciggy. She's fighting, I guess, lung cancer.
I thought there was no
and
smoking on the bridge. I thought there was a
Yeah,
sign there.
they should have a sign.
No, there is a sign on the Enterprise. Well, I guess all Federation ships had no smoking on the bridge.
Really?
Almost 100%. Look
Wow.
at in Next Generation and regular Star Trek. I can vouch for those two shows.
Okay. I'm going to have to see that. No smoking.
It's on the side of the wall next to the doors.
Right. And it's right next to no food or beverages allowed past this point sign.
Well, I don't know about that.
No shirt, no shoes, no
No, sir.
phasers. Yeah. So Vatic is shutting down the ship little by little, and Geordi thinks it's they think it's Lore, but Lore's unplugged and is not connected anymore. So they're shutting down the building and turning the lights off. Vatic is like, I'm going to turn off your ears. I'm going to turn off your eyes. I can make it hot. I can make it cold. I could make you float around using, get rid of gravity.
And you know who else did that? In the Space Seed, original Star Trek, Wrath of Khan. Khan did all that stuff too. It's like a throwback, man.
Yeah, that's another what do you call that? A rotten berry or member berry or Easter egg, considering what weekend it is. So the alarms are going off, and Vatic is choosing who she wants to kill, because she's got to kill somebody. She wants to kill somebody. So she's going up and down the line. And down below, Jack is with mom and dad and his wannabe girlfriend. And she's like, he's like, let me go and see if I can control some people. And he goes and he controls some guy in the hallway who ends up getting killed because there's a clicker in the shadows, which was kind of freaky when you if you didn't know it was coming. So all of a sudden he looks up and the lights come on and he gets phased.
And he feels it too.
And he gets shot. So she's telling Jack, come on up. I'm considering which one of these I should kill. And he's going down the line, and you're thinking she's gonna choose 7, or she's gonna choose Shaw. And then we cut to the opening, and I thought this was a really cool shot where the whole ship is shut off, and all you see is the Shrike lit up.
Oh, that's
and
cool. Yeah.
The image of just nothingness, and nothing is happening on the ship. So then we cut across to the Shrike, and we have a very, very heartfelt moment between Riker and
Troy.
Deanna. Yeah. She's like making fun of him and he's making fun back and, giving her what did he say? The old Riker charm.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that they sent a changeling to the house and she knew right away it wasn't him because the changeling was good in bed but bad at pizza. So, do you think that was a joke or?
Oh, come on.
Well, Riker said, "Oh, just like me."
Yeah. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm really good at pizza. So, so he's like, we gave him that what did she call it? The like it was like a fake code
A code,
that
yes.
would let Picard know that they're okay, and he's like, well, if I know Jean-Luc, he's already put on one of those classic Picard traps, and nope, he didn't. She's been outsmarting them all the while they've been on the ship. And Shaw actually chews out, and he calls her Hanson again. And is it going to be like, are you expecting them at the very end to finally have him say, okay?
Fall in love and kiss.
Well, not that, but because we know which way her fence swings. But she does she deserve to be called Seven? Does he actually break down later on and call her Seven, which would be pretty cool to
You would
have
think
happen.
so,
I thought
'cause
it should have.
She's earned his respect a couple times because she's saved his butt a couple times.
Right, and I thought it should have happened in, what was it, No Win Scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 6 when they killed the one that was
Looked like Sydney.
Yeah, it looked like Sydney. So he's chewing her out because he's like, you're a Starfleet officer, you should never have given over the ship, you should have blown up the turbo lift so they couldn't get there. And sometimes I think they really write this character very, very well of Shaw, but sometimes, like later on in this whole scene, he's just standing there and he looks out of place, like he doesn't know what to do. And I don't know if that's,
well, he's injured,
what's yeah, but he
Probably
comes out
dazed,
later on. Later on, he comes out and he's like, blow that shit up, we're gonna like all Mr. Tough Guy. Once he's the tough guy when the situation has settled down, is the way
I know people like that.
There's a big fight and the big guy is hanging out in the back, and then once all the bad guys are taken out, he comes up like hoo hoo hoo, and then he like hits one guy and he's like, okay, let's go. So
Put him up.
Yeah. So she's going to kill every one crew member for every 10 minutes that Jack doesn't turn himself in. And Jack tells Mom and Dad that he can connect to people and control them. And Sydney's like, yeah, he did it to me, I think I can do this. So then she's like, okay, no, well, they're not hallucinations. Let's let's see what happens. And we go and he controls. Now I've been saying to myself, I haven't seen any Bajoran. And when I finally watched, this is why I watch it on the big screen for the third time, is when I can actually look at and study. And I noticed his wrinkles on his nose. I'm like, oh, there's a Bajoran. That's pretty cool. And so he controls this guy from downstairs. I guess they're downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting in the command override code. And Vatic is like, oh, Jack. So she knows that he can control people. So where did Jack come from that Vatic knows, that he can control folks? Is that a mystery that they're gonna end up with, and tell us what they're doing,
And
where
therein
he came
lies my
from.
frustration. Because at the end of the last episode, she kind of made a comment about, I'm going to tell you who you are or whatever. And then so I'm waiting this whole episode thinking we're going to get some kind of solution as to what the hell he is or what who he is, and then nothing.
Yeah, because that's how it ended.
Yeah. So that was my frustration, that we didn't find out diddly squat.
We're still waiting. Yeah. So
at the end of next week's episode, last 3 minutes, then you find out.
So Vatic's on the bridge, and she's going through who she wants to kill. And we have Ensign Esmer here. And we have Lieutenant Mura. And she's like, no, don't tell me your name. Tell me somebody who loves you. And he's like, this is like a really cool moment, because I was saying to myself watching it, like, just give him name, rank, and serial number. Name, rank, and serial number. But then he gives in and he's like, my son. And I'm like, oh, please don't go there. Please don't go there. Make this dude, make him a man and stand up. And then he says, I can't do that. And she's like, why? And he's like, because I'm Starfleet. And I was like, ooh, there you go. That's how you write a good character, and somebody who's not gonna be a wishy-washy guy.
You know what the scene reminds me of, though? The Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, when the Christopher Lloyd's Klingon character had the knife of choosing.
Yeah. Yep. See, now the issue I always had with that was, were they actually going to kill David?
See, that's the thing, is when you think they're going to kill a certain person, they do a different person. And that's the reason why I started thinking about it. Like, nah, she's not going to get, he's not going to get, someone else is going to get, because it's to throw you off, just like in Star Trek 3.
Right, but in Star Trek 3, were they going to kill David, or
they got Spock, David, and what's her face?
Savick.
I think they were going to kill Savick, and didn't Dave jump out? Or didn't David jump
David
out?
jumped in. Yeah, he jumped in front. Yep. So this one, you think she's gonna get it? She's got the look of anguish, and She turns around and kills Lieutenant Tavine.
See, I saw that one coming. I knew the other two were not going to get it.
Well, now I got to change my video and take her name out of it because she's not going to be in the next show. So then Riker's, we go back to the Shrike, and there's Riker, and we find out why Riker left. And it was a really touching moment. You know, it's like you could see his pain and how he needed the pain of the death of his son, because was his last feeling and his last connection to him, and Deanna took that away, and she said that she wanted to help. She thought it was going to help and I thought it was cool the way she said, I felt everybody's pain, you know,
yeah.
when the kid died. And I don't remember, did they say how the kid died, or?
He had some kind of disease.
Oh, and that's why they went to that planet, because they were supposed to be able to take care of it or something.
I think it was supposed to be better for his health or something like that. But yeah.
So then the clickies are coming, and he's like, "Get behind me!" And the shield comes down, and all of a sudden, a sword comes through his chest, and there he is, the man.
I love the music that kicked in.
Yeah.
Jerry
Worf needs a
Goldsmith.
series after this. We need
Right?
we need a Worf show after this. So Worf comes in and kills them, and you know, right away he's got the lines. One's personal space is a right, and a good laugh line there.
He starts smacking on his chick.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious because I was like, is he hitting on her? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to date or whatever you want to call it, and yes, because I was like, what is going on? And in front of Riker, no less.
Yeah, and then Riker has he's got a good comeback. He's like, is this a rescue mission or is or a continuation of the torture? You know, it's like, because now that you mention it, I did forget that they dated for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think she did his hair too. I remember that scene. Her playing with his hair, taking it down or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So then we go back to space. There is, and I don't know if you can see it right here. But there's a little glitch just above the center on the lower third, and they have a cloaked shuttle. Where would they have gotten a cloaked shuttle from? See it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they stole the cloaking device from that bird of prey already.
Well, that was for the Titan. That was for the Titan.
That's in the Titan.
So I wonder if they went back and got the other one, because there was another bird of prey there. So I wonder if they went back and got another one.
I just thought it could be like removable or something. Since they took it, you know.
Mm-hmm. So then Sydney, we're back on the Titan, and Sydney's like, we need to, you know, we could figure it out, but we need like a computer that does exponential computations, and of course, you know who that is.
Data.
Yeah, that's Data, who has another great role in this one. And then so Geordi and Data and is it Alondra?
Alondra, yeah.
Alondra, they're all there, and someone's coming through the door, and this whole part when Geordi's like, 6 years ago you brought me something, and what was it? And it was, Picard's like, it was a Bordeaux that you said was too dry because of your pedestrian taste senses or whatever. And he turns and says, definitely Picard. And I was looking at it today, and I actually realized that 6 years ago, if you do the math, 6 years ago from this episode was the scene in All Good Things when Geordi comes to visit Picard in the future as an old man.
Oh, at the
So
end
this
of
is 6 years.
Next
This
Generation.
is 6 years after that, huh?
At the end of Next Generation, you're talking about?
Yeah. It was 6 years ago, according to this. So they're trying to figure out how they can get Data, back online, but it turns out that if they drop the wall, they know Lore's going to take over, and so they trying to figure out, should we drop the buffer between them, and they decide we got nothing else to lose. We might as well drop the buffer. And then there's this great, like, heaven scene where, Data and Laura talking to one another, and slowly but surely Data is losing, and Laura says, you're the way you are because you were loved and given things, and I'm the way I am because I was abandoned and alone, which is kind of sad when you think about it, but the different lives that they've had, all because he was evil. And then
I was going to say that was primarily because of the choices he made, and maybe if he wasn't such an asshole.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So then he starts remembering things. Data's, we got Data's pipe. We have, we gave away his, the Sherlock Holmes hat. And every time he gives away a memory to Lore, there's a glitch, and we know that he's breaking down because, as Lore says, I'm overpowering you, brother. And, slowly Laura's taking over. So we go back to the Shrike. They're trying to figure out what's happening. And we get a shot of half-naked Picard again, dead in his travel pod, and they took out the part of his brain that had Irumodic syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it that they're doing with that? Why do they want?
I don't know if it's so they can make a perfect match, because the Picard now, which this whole thing doesn't make sense, because the Picard now, because of his positronic body, he doesn't have that syndrome. But I'm thinking, the changelings think they need it to pass the genetic thing for Frontier Day. I don't know. It's so confusing.
Yeah, you know, hopefully we'll find out, and they don't. These aren't just things that they forget about later on.
I'll be so pissed.
Yeah, yeah. All of a
What?
sudden it ends. But yeah, then they
Things
realize that
lead
hey,
nowhere.
there's a cloaked ship, and someone is on the turbo lift coming up, and here's Jack going up. He says, I can get you some time. I could buy you some time while they work on Data. So he comes upstairs, and he holds out.
Nuclear.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, are they stealing from Star Wars?
So yeah, he
I
holds
did
up.
too.
He holds up his thermal detonator, and then, she's like, "Oh, what is that?" And
He's holding a thermal detonator.
so,
Wrong franchise.
wrong franchise, right? So we go back downstairs, and the battle between Data and Lore is happening, and there's
I have a question for you guys about this.
Giving him his memories.
Now, let me ask you guys this question, because that's that
Tasha.
chick from Tasha. There you go. And she had a thing with him where they knock boots and whatnot. Is he keeping that for a trophy because of their time together, or what?
That was her personal message to him when he died, or when she died. So he keeps
Oh,
it as
I
a
missed that one
memory.
then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that episode then. All right, sorry.
That's
I just
okay.
got
and
confused
that
at that point.
That was a great. No, this isn't like a notch in his headboard or anything.
I didn't say it like that.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
How many trophies does he
It's
have?
it's the not many.
He is fully functional.
That's right. That's what we
I don't know. Have you seen B4? Because B4, was.
That's why he's bitter.
When B4 was. Yeah, that delivery never made it to Sung when he was building B4. So he takes the thing, the Tasha cube, and throws it, and it disappears, and Data has another glitch, and then we go up to the bridge, and they're all like, "We're gonna get. We don't need anybody else. Let's all get them into the other room," and then he's like, "Do you?" She says, "Did you know deep down, so many voices and a red door?" So she knows exactly what's going on with him inside his brain. And
she's playing him.
Now she's playing us because she never tells us anything.
Right, because then she gets sucked out into space and turned into space icicles. So
you're spoiling it now. You didn't go to that yet.
So yeah, so we go back, and there's they're all worried that Date is about to be gone forever, and Lore's like, why are you giving me all of these? And Date is like, well, because they belong to you now. You're taking me over. These memories are part of me, and
this is what
you're taking me over.
This is when I
they're
realized
yours.
what he was up to.
So he gives him a deck of cards, and he's like, "You had nothing."
What's that, Debbie? Oh, okay.
Where are you, Chip?
Oh, really? I thought that was you for reals.
No, that was me.
Okay, I was gonna say I was missing
Yeah, the one
something in
time we
scene
need
there.
that darn cat.
Oh,
Hey,
she's down
that
here.
was a good movie.
So Picard's afraid that he's like, hey, this looks like surrender. What Data's doing. So there he is, the hero.
Spot.
Aw.
Aw.
Now you can do it.
And I had a cat named Spot. I named my cat
Really?
Spot. Yeah. It was a white
Because of the
cat
show?
that had a big black spot on the top of his head. So Data gives over Spot, and then that's it. All his memories are now Lore's, and he starts to degrade, and he disappears, and that's it, as Geordi says. And then,
Yep, that's all, folks.
yep, and Data's gone. He's gone. And then all of a sudden, we turn from red to blue, which means Data's back, baby. I'm back, baby. So he comes back and he's like, well, the memories were not valuable to you. They were just trophies. And that's what he was doing. He was
You're hugging
giving
it out
his memories
right
over, hugging it out, and then
there. Hey, wait a minute. That happened in the original Star Trek where Kirk had his double. He hugged it out as he transported him off to become himself again. I wonder if that's a flashback for that one.
in what was that, Balance of Terror?
I'm not 100%. I just remember being two Kirks. In order for him to become the original Kirk, he had to hug it out and transport him and bring him back. It's been a while since I've seen that episode.
We'll get there eventually. I think it's
In the year
season 3 that
2030.
yeah. So he's like, in doing so, you have become me. And then watching it the second time this afternoon, I realized that what Lore needed was memories.
I thought it was a hug.
Right? He needed memories to make himself real, so to speak. And that's what Data had. Data had memories. So this is also, to me, like a callback to Blade Runner, where Rachel had the fake memories implanted of an entire happy life, and that's why she was different than the other androids, the replicants that wanted to kill everybody.
Yep.
So that's why I watch it more than once. Plus, it's good. So then Data has some great lines. He's like, attention, this is your friendly positronic security system. We'll all pissed off security system and back online. We'll all whoever it is and monologuing protoplasms.
This was so
You see, John? You called it, John. You called it. He is now the ship's computer.
Yeah, but he's not inside. I was thinking he would need to be inside the computer.
Yeah.
Maybe that becomes Lore. Maybe that's Lore. Now that Lore has the memories, and is inside this, inside the computer. Maybe they could put him in there, and
Nah,
that
he's already
opens the
dead
door
because-
to.
No, he's dead already because
He's yeah.
Data's back.
Yeah,
One
so
had to
there. That's
survive
another.
over the other.
It's another edit. I'll have to take Brent Spiner as the computer voice out of there.
We got version 5.0.
Yeah, version 5 is coming up soon. So then we have, Vatic is here, and Jack is holding his what do they call that thing? It's the phantasm ball.
The thermal detonator.
So then
I was waiting for you to
Raffi
play that
comes
clip
down.
again.
They're back on the bridge.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
So they're back on. Raffi and the gang are back on the ship, on the Titan, and he actually it's not a thermal detonator. It is it's a battle droid shield.
It's a bubble. It's a bubble. It's a force shield. See, again,
Yeah,
I have taken from Star Wars.
Yep, it's a shield for the battle droids, and then all of a sudden they open the escape hatch, which is the wall. I didn't get that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
didn't
where
know
the
that
screen
was a
is.
thing.
Remember?
That's their.
No, remember that's normally a screen you see out when they're flying, and they turn it to a monitor when they're talking to people.
Well, yeah, but has it always opened up to an escape hatch?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
you know
see,
what?
that's the thing, because
I like her line next. This is really cool.
yeah, well, she gets sucked out before the lines, because
you wanna
I
say
don't
the
think
line?
there should be swearing in this. You can say it,
Okay.
but
She says the line, I love this. Fucking solids. That's a bitter changeling right there, man.
yeah. So here she is, right here, getting sucked out into space. And she actually freezes, unlike Princess Leia,
Fisher?
who
Yeah.
went all Mary
Mary
Poppins
Poppins.
on us.
She got a
And,
little frosty.
Yeah, she did,
She
but
got a little frosty, then she started using the force.
yeah, don't get me started. So then we come back in, and here she is, and she crashes into the Shrike, and turns into a bunch of frozen Jello, and
Ice cubes.
we're all safe. And here he comes, the hero,
Dun, 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 dun.
last one out of the room.
Pull him up, pull him up.
Yeah, put
Here
him
I
up.
come to save the day.
That's who does that? Whose voice is that?
The cowardly
Put
lion.
him up. Put him
That was,
up.
that was a cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. And
Yeah.
then Debbie did the Mighty Mouse thing.
Yeah, I did the Mighty Mouse.
So here comes Shaw, acting all tough. When the situation is well in hand, who are you going to turn to? Captain Shaw. So then Seven gives it a couple of shots, and they blow up the Shrike, instead of going and getting the tech that's on this, reclaiming the portal weapon and, getting Picard's body. Although we don't know if they left his body, because they could have taken it over in the shuttle.
Yeah, they could have taken a lot of things over in this shuttle.
But it's one of those, we didn't think of it at the time, but yeah, it was on the shuttle. We
If it's
brought
not
it back
seen,
with us.
You have to assume.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
So then Troy comes on board, and there's like she's like, oh, ooh, there's a darkness here.
The dark
And we're
side
like,
of the
oh,
force.
we're finally we're gonna find out who Jack is. It's an all-consuming darkness. And Riker leans over and he says, is it Kathleen Kennedy? And then
Oh, that's wrong.
he doesn't say that. I thought that was the next
No.
line. I don't know,
Wrong franchise again.
yeah, but my what do they call this? Closed captioning should be, I guess it's wrong. So then we go back downstairs, and Data's like, it's been a great experience. I've been alive, I've been dead, and now I'm alive again. And it's great. And all of a sudden he's like, God, this is new. And then he actually has what I have. He was talking and like, oh, nice little crack in the back of the neck. He needs to go see his robot chiropractor. So, and he says, it appears I'm capable to use contractions now. And he's feeling something really good here, because he feels
he's about to fart. That's why he's got look like that. You have a fart button, John?
no.
Okay.
I do all those live.
Hey.
And then these guys, we were talking about it last week on how annoying Geordi was in that first episode. And I don't know if it was the way he was written, or if he just needed time to fall back into the character. And
he totally changed once Data came back. I don't know if the death of Data really affected him that much, because they were buddies. I mean, they were best friends. So his Data's death really affected him until he came back, and now he's back to regular Geordi.
Right, but do you think that was, do you think that was the writing decision, or was it something that was different on set because he was used to being with him, whereas the other, characters he really didn't spend too much time with and didn't have this rapport?
No, I just think it's the way it was written.
Yeah. But he did awesome. He was awesome in this one too. And then we go into the conference room, and I don't know what Shaw is it. I don't know what Shaw's into, but he's got some. He's got a collection, yeah, for a guy that doesn't like to fight.
Well,
See, I just thought Worf decorated after he got there.
Yeah, Worf took over the conference room.
Yeah, he started decorating.
Yeah. So then it comes up to what I think is the thing that everybody wanted. The one thing that was missing from the sequel trilogy was all the OGs together in one shot.
Yep.
Back
It's been
at
like
the
what, 20
table.
years?
Yeah, well,
Has it been?
94, right? Was it?
Yeah, so this is 2023. Okay, so yeah, about almost 20 years.
Yeah. So it's almost, or is it 30?
Oh my
think it's
god!
20.
Let me get out the
30.
calculator.
No,
I
Google.
don't do math. I
It's
suck at math. So what'd you say?
it's
1994.
30.
It's
30.
29.
I thought it was 20 years.
29
Yeah, so
years.
so almost
Well, wait a
30
minute, they're all
years.
together. They're all together for Nemesis, right?
Well, Data's dead, so
Well, at the end.
Well, not till the end, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that should
Wait.
count.
Right. No, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen those movies.
I'm sticking
Then
to my
they all
20.
sit down at the table and order some beer and wings.
They're going to play cards, I thought.
Yeah. That, you know what? That's probably how they're going to end it. Everybody playing cards together.
With Einstein
drinking-
and all that.
And drinking Picard's wine that somehow
Nobody likes.
nobody likes.
George
Yeah.
really hates.
Yeah. He must be really bad at making wine because everybody hates it. Everybody hates it. So then we're all sitting down, and Deanna says to Beverly, you know, I've missed you, and you know, there was times where I spoke to you about problems and good times, and you know, you really give good advice even though you're not there. And you know, I missed you. And she's like, oh, I missed you too. And they're all talking about, you know, how they felt and over the years and why they, you know, how long it's been. And then so far my favorite line in the entire series goes to Mr. Worf, where he says,
Yeah. Look where he's sitting anyway.
yeah, he's sitting in between Riker and Deanna.
Yeah.
And he says, I have slaughtered countless enemies over the years and considered sending you their heads. And, you know, he is, again, I'm going to say it, he is the best character in this entire series. He's got the best lines. And he's just...
Oh, damn. Debbie's getting attacked again. I just heard, Rah!
I apologize.
It's waiting for you to fall over.
He says he was advised that might be passive aggressive.
I laughed out loud at that one. That was great.
Yeah, that was really good. To me, that's up on par with what was it? It was the Bounty episode where Shaw's like, yeah, it's been a weird week.
Yeah.
So then Troy's telling him that there's a darkness that's surrounding the boy. And I was going to pull
it
a
was
clip.
on the ship, though.
Right, but now she feels it, and it's coming from Jack. And I was going to pull a clip from Phantom Menace, because that's something that they should have said in Phantom. You know, there's a darkness inside this kid, and we go, and I think this might be a little hint. This is a clue. A voice inside that is ancient and weak. Whose voice? I've been trying to think back to what episodes
Ancient and weak. Sounds like
where
William
there's
Shatner.
there's a character that's ancient and weak that could be inside
Well, I seen somebody
taking Jack over.
on the internet, and I've seen it a couple of times, and I keep forgetting to look up to see who the heck it is. But they keep mentioning the Wraith.
Who's that?
Well, I forgot to look it up, but that it's been mentioned. That's who it is. And I don't know if I can look it up real quick here. Carry
we don't
on.
know what episode that was from, because a lot of people are saying that a lot of people are also saying that Tasha is a clue also, and that it could be Armis. So I don't know how accurate that is. It's probably as accurate as mine.
I'm already lost.
All my predictions have been shot to hell.
I'm still waiting for a Borg.
The Wraiths were a telepathic, shape-shifting species.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if it says what episode or what series.
The from Deep Space Nine or something?
Oh, they're from the Bajoran wormhole.
Now I'm really lost.
So this must have been part of Deep Space Nine.
I was guessing.
Deep Space Nine, Till Death Do Us Part. Evidently was
John. Do you remember that one?
I do not. And that comes in with the rumors that Cisco is coming back, because Cisco is kind of a spiritual being now, hanging out with the beings inside the wormhole.
Yeah, it also kind of connects with the Dominion War and all that. So, yeah, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes in DS9 were the Wraiths. So that's what I've seen on the internet, that some people are speculating who this voice we keep hearing in Jack's head.
Yeah, I don't care about Deep Space Nine, but I might watch it just out of curiosity now. Did it say what season and episode?
No, it does not.
John, you're going to have to help me out with that one if you remember.
I mean, it gives the episode names, but that's about it.
Till Death Do Us Part.
The Assignment, The Reckoning, Tears of the Prophets, Shadows and Symbols, Till Death Do Us Part, Strange Bedfellows, and What You Leave Behind. Which,
are those all back to back?
I don't know. I think What You Leave Behind, was that the series finale?
That's the last one. Isn't that the last one?
Yeah. So maybe it does have something to do with Cisco.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'd like to see him again. So then Jack and Deanna are
you're playing that game where you slap your hands.
Yeah. They're playing slap.
What's that game called?
Let me tell you a little ditty about Jack and Deanna.
Oh, man.
So Deanna's like, okay, I see it. Do you see a door? And he's like, yeah, I'm afraid of the door. And the voices are whispering, Jack, 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 and she's like, it's time to open the door, and Jack's like, no, I'm not opening the door, and we get this keyhole scene, which is, to me, this is straight out of Close Encounters.
I was thinking more like The Shining, where it's like, red rum, red rum.
And I was thinking,
but the light coming through it is when the aliens came and took Barry.
Oh yeah,
and you see the light coming through the keyhole.
What were you gonna say, Debbie?
Well, I've gotten every time they show the door with the red vines or whatever, and then in this particular scene, they kind of show like flashes of a red desert looking thing or whatever, and it reminds me of Stranger Things, the Upside Down.
Oh yeah.
So Star Trek's just basically stealing from everybody.
Yeah.
Damn. Call it out, man.
That's it. She just threw the gauntlet down.
I still love Star Trek.
So then we see a hand. We don't know if this is Deanna's hand.
It is.
Or
Did you
if
see
this
her
is
nails? Those are girls' nails.
No.
Come on.
I don't know. It is the future. So that's it.
Rough though.
Yeah, she needs a little moisturizer.
That's it. And
so
we still don't know what Jack is.
Yeah, and they again.
Don't cry, John. There's another episode.
Skip right over it. It's been 2 episodes. It's killing me here. But yeah, for 2 episodes, you're gonna find out who you are, and whoops, no, you're not. So
right at the end, right there. Right at the end, right there. I was so pissed off. I was like, "Oh, come on! Don't drag it out like that."
That was my thoughts. I was looking at my watch. I was like, "Damn it! If they leave it right here, I'm going to be so pissed."
Well, see, I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was just into the storyline, and then they went to the credits. I'm like, man, and that's the reason why I didn't watch it for the second time, because I was still pissed off. I was like, I'm not going to do that again to myself.
No, did we lose John?
Oh, no. John?
Was there a glitch in the Matrix?
That's it. We had a glitch in the Matrix.
Did we get transported somewhere else? Because I was going to be like, okay,
like
I'll
Brady
do my
Bunch
other
coming
show
back
now.
on.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
So there you have it. That is the wrap up of episode 8. We have 2 more to go. What do you expect to happen in next week's episode, Jeff?
Answers. I want answers, man.
Indeed.
You want the truth?
You can't handle the truth.
I was waiting. Come on. Gosh,
Wow, we're all
set
on
you
the
up.
same sync.
I put the ball right there on the tee, and you both looked at it like, oh, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I was debating it. Should I say it or not?
I'm saying it, man.
All right. Deb, what do you expect from next week other than the truth?
Yeah, answers. I'm expecting the next 2 episodes to be total chaos, kick-ass. I mean, just bam, 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 bam. I think that's what the next 2 episodes are going to be.
I can only hope.
Ending?
Because they're going to be, because Jordy said earlier in the episode about Frontier Days is only a few hours away.
Right.
So the next 2 episodes is probably all going to be about Frontier Days and trying to figure out what the hell the changelings are trying to do, or the wraith, or whoever it is. So
Yeah. So I don't know what to expect because I'm not saying anything because all of my predictions have been as good as my lottery picking numbers. So
I'm still giving you that one about Data being the voice of the computer. I'm giving you that one still.
Well, that would be a good idea, but I don't think they're going there.
They just did. Neil's doing his announcements. You called that.
That's true.
One.
It says he's the security system.
Yeah, I'm giving you that one, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Jeff, what do you got coming up with next week or this weekend? What are you doing on the Collector Zone?
Well, if you guys been watching the show last Wednesday, John wanted to see a Tetris documentary, and I made up one for him and put it out there today. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
And Deb, what do you got coming up?
Well, I'm going to have to leave this show and go right over to the GNN Cantina Happy Hour because we are discussing everything that happened at Star Wars Celebrations today in London. So anybody's a Star Wars fan, you can bebop over there. Monday, I believe we are doing on MCU Mondays, even though there is no MCU projects out right at the moment. But we're going to be discussing the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
That's right. You lost your main guy for MCU, didn't you?
Who?
One of the guys who were like in charge of it.
Chris?
I think Disney axed him. I forgot the guy's name. It's someone big. He's been there for a while.
Oh, no, it was a girl. It was a girl.
No, it was a guy. That was a guy.
There was two people that got axed. One was somebody, Alonzo, that I guess she was the head of the VFX, special effects, which, people have been complaining about for the last few years.
Victoria.
Yeah. And then some other guy, I don't remember his name, and I probably can't pronounce it anyways. I'm not quite sure what he was in charge of, but yeah, they got the axe.
If I remember right, it was some bigwig. Like he was in charge of a lot of decisions, and he's been there for a while. The guy was Mike Eisner.
No.
Who's the guy running Disney? This guy running Disney.
That's Iger. And
he's the one who fired the guy.
Yeah. But I don't remember that guy's name. So who got fired?
Right. I'll know someone.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks to you, everybody who has been who watched, and don't forget to have a great weekend. Like I need to remind you, we appreciate all your time. We'll see you next Friday on hopefully Bill, if you're out there. Hopefully you're feeling better, and we'll see you then. Don't forget, Deb's on GNN, Geek News Now. Catch her on MCU Mondays and Cantina Happy Hour right after this. And Jeff, we'll see you on the Collector Zone. We'll talk more video games. Pick out something for next week. Some history of video games, and maybe we'll chit-chat about that on the Wednesday Chit-Chat show. And until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate all your time. We will see you again very, very soon.
And happy Easter.
Yeah.
And we'll see you
on the next one. Later.
On the next one.
holding a thermal detonator.